Everybody, my name is Chris Corello, and I am pretty much what drives me nuts is broken promises or lack of follow through, if you will. Um, I've been working for a senator, the same person through the ranks as she has succeeded in politics, but I work for a senator. I've been working for her now for 8 years. And in my realm of the people who I surround myself with or who are through, the political community, a lot of them hold their own kind of town halls or gatherings of meetings or clubs of whatever party they're affiliated with, and they always gather around almost like the same amount of people in a sense of that, they go and ask them, what do you see as our problems? And then you have the community saying exactly what are the problems, and then they go into like the stage two of what can we do to solve these problems. And the individuals that are giving their suggestions about what we can do, the thing that drives me nuts is the lack of follow through. I can't tell you how many times I have seen in my 8 years of people giving almost the same solutions for like our education, for our crime that's in our area, what we can do to help, and it drives me nuts. One of the biggest things like today and why I'm just a little bit even more so upset as that I've been working for the senator, the human trafficking task force now for like 3 years, and that is something I really have found my passion in and wanted to help in public safety. But today, May 1st, we had an article that was published by KCR3, which is our local news station here in the area. And the headline reads, 23 arrested in San Joaquin County of human trafficking stings. And that is something that drives me nuts, makes me angry, because even though we have those that have been arrested, and it reads there that the victims range in age between 14 and 19 in this particular one, but that's not even like the youngest that has even come across my path. But the lack of effort to try and help these victims is not without, people trying to find out what are the solutions that we can come up, but it's always about money is the bottom line. We have victims in our area that have either been, by Romeo solicited, and that's when you have like someone who's pretending to be a boyfriend, but then ask for the favors in some kind of a subtlety way about, what, we want to move on our own, so why don't you do a little favor, just for a little extra cash type of a thing. Or you have like some of the horrendous kind of trafficking is by guerrilla style, where people will try to not even solicit, but they will go into communities and they will kidnap. I mean, even in our own children's shelter, we have kids that are going into the shelter and they are soliciting from their pimp, and they're literally going to each person, taking their picture and waiting for the pimp to tell them like, yes, I want that one, no, not that one, and they're able to walk out. And believe me, there are certain rules and regulations that the people that are running the shelter, I mean, they can't lay hands on these individuals and say, no, don't go, or they can't, there are certain rules and laws and regulations that even keep them from taking the cell phones. I mean, you just have this revolving door that is happening, and it drives me nuts when you are trying to think of ways to help these victims, and then there are constitutional laws and there are rights that you always have to consider. But the bottom line is that what do you do when these these youth are being victimized and are being solicited and are being um, trafficked. One of the biggest things that I see in our county that we don't have is long-term goals that we can bring to these victims. The easy thing, and but no means is it easy, but the easiest thing is arresting the pimp, arresting the John who is purchasing this person for sex. That's the easy part, if you can imagine. The hard part is trying to build the life back to the victim, to give them their power, their sense of worth. I mean, it's almost like a lifetime in order to get these people back up on their feet once they get into this world. And I'm looking for any type of tool, solution, idea, things that work, and to bring them into our community. We have so many people from different groups of that are from our nonprofits all the way down to government, to like Homeland Security, that have really pushed their efforts to trying to make a difference in our community. But we're very limited in what we have, and I'm looking for those long-term solutions, and I'm hoping it's by some miracle, that by getting my master's, getting the tools that I need to want to understand how to push an agency such as a Family Justice Center that much more further, to helping these victims and helping these agencies coordinate with each other. And believe me, they're doing such a good job right now, but it's not enough. And anyways, it's obviously my life mission to see to see it through, and I hope I can.